The other reason why this is a bad idea is because those 10 seconds may or may not be enough for different environments. Now, if you look at something like this, where we have a dev, we have a test, and we have a www. So usually the way it works at different companies is the dev environment is very small, usually running on one virtual machine, which is what this box here represents. One or more, depends what, obviously, on your environment, but usually the dev environment is much smaller than test and prod environments. Why? Because it's not used by as many people as the production environment, right? On our production site, we have thousands of people coming, and so therefore we need a lot of servers to be able to support the load, right? Something like the Apple website, they normally maybe have like 2 boxes supporting their traffic. But imagine on the day that they release an iPhone, on the day and probably the week following, they probably scale up all of their servers to so many to support the millions and millions of people that are coming to their site to check out that new and latest iPhone. Dev and test, they would never need that because usually, first of all, it's internal. Second of all, it's only the development team that is looking at these environments. So you don't need so many servers. Therefore, because there is less computing power, right? Less RAM, less memory, less just hardware overall on dev and test, here our timeout may need to be 15 seconds because our application runs really slow. On test, we may need a timeout of 10 seconds, and on prod, it may be very fast that it needs just 1 second of waiting before our application is fully loaded. So what are you going to do? Are you going to put an if clause into your test that says if it's dev, wait for 15 seconds, if it's test, wait for 10 seconds, and if it's prod, wait for 1 second? Yeah, that's possibly one solution, very dirty, but it's a solution, right? But the other thing that you're forgetting is that sometimes maybe 1 second here is not fast enough. Is not slow enough. Maybe you need 2 seconds. Maybe it's 1.5 seconds. And during that time, your test will fail. And if you don't have that clause and you're, let's say, putting 15 seconds for every single box, then your test is waiting 15 seconds for that page to load every single time. And like I said, you are wasting time. Every time that test runs, if it only needs 1 second, you're wasting 14 seconds for the page to load. However, you also need to account for the slow dev. So that's where what's called an explicit wait comes in, which is like a dynamic wait that waits for an element to be present, and when that element is present, we move on. So we could have an explicit wait that says, like wait of 30 seconds, right? Wait 30 seconds maximum. And that will account for every single environment. And then if you find the element before the 30 seconds, if you find it at 1 second, move on. If you find it at 2, move on. If you find it at 3, move on. But you're going to wait a maximum of 30 seconds. And if after 30 seconds you have not found the element, then we throw an exception and we fail the test. That is what an explicit wait is. And that is what you should use. That is what's highly recommended by the Selenium community. And that's what I am going to teach you guys here today.